Today I will be starting the most diabolical weekly eating challenge yet on this channel. I will be eating nothing but Long John Silver's. For years, people have posed many questions about this American fast seafood chain. Like, who's keeping this place in business? Is it a drug front? And who is John Silver and why is he so long?
Hey, yo!
As far as the question goes of who's keeping this place in business, it might be me for the next 7 days. And all the questions society has about what the f actually goes on in the Long John Silver's will be answered today. So follow me on a wonderful journey of fried fish, financial degeneracy, and copious amounts of Pepto-Bismol. And before I start my week of intense dyspepsia, let me give you a quick background on Long John Silver's in case you are unfamiliar. Long John Silver's is a seafood fast food restaurant chain founded in 1969 by Jim Patterson. His name is not John Silver and he is also not long. Long John Silver's became the largest fast seafood chain in the country, exploding in the 1980s, but due to higher costs for fish, a leveraged buyout, and Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the late 90s, Long John Silver's just hasn't been the same since. It's estimated there are currently 540 Long John Silver's locations around today, with many people questioning how they are still in existence and who still eats there. And I'm about to find out what goes on there for the first time right now.
Is this it? Oh my god, this is it! What the hell?
Bill met me for my first meal because he loves to film me struggling. As I ordered my first of 21 meals, I got a fish meal with hush puppies and sweet corn. I was very confused because a combo comes with a drink, but a meal does not come with a drink. You have to order it separately at Long John Silver's. That's like buying a car, but you have to order the oil separately. I think. I'm actually not really sure how cars work. I put on a Long John Silver's hat, which they always have a billion of in the restaurants. And after waiting for 12 minutes, I finally got my first meal. Also, one of the workers taught me how to put on my hat correctly because she saw I was an idiot and put it on wrong. I was expecting the food to be terrible, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was fried fish food in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing to write home about, but I was hungry and I can eat just about anything. The sweet corn was fine, nothing crazy either, but the nice thing about corn, when you eat it, it's not goodbye. It's see you later. The joke is your body doesn't fully digest corn.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
You're gonna see this again.
The hush puppies were honestly my favorite part of the meal.
Dude, these are really good.
Really?
Uh-huh. No joke, you like them.
Especially in some tartar sauce that admittedly looks questionable when you dispense it. Bill didn't really think too much of the food, but Bill's a hard guy to impress. I should know. I never do.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Better than you probably thought.
Probably not, no. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
My expectations were really low. And as I was eating, I let out a burp that sounded like I was in Jurassic Park.
I'm cooked.
Long John Silver's has a bell you can ring if you had a great experience. I didn't have a great experience, but I still rang the bell because I have an irrational fear of making people sad. Overall, my meal was good, but I was a little nervous because having fried fish food for 21 straight meals sounds like it's gonna put me in a coffin. This will probably be my hardest eating challenge yet, and I'm filming this currently in the future, so that might be foreshadowing. So let's continue. That was a W. Big W. Kind of. It was a tie. Now, normally I have side quests during my weekly eating challenges to help distract me from the food or to help me with combating the unhealthiness of it, like walking a marathon during my most recent Buc-ee's video. But for this challenge, my side quest is to just survive. This one's gonna be hard enough on his own, so if I live after it, that's all I could ask for. And after destroying my toilet, I was inspired to make a My Plumber Hates Me shirt because he does. So if you want one of these bad boys, you can get it on suryacht.com, but it's only available for the next 7 days. We got them in a bunch of cool colors, and 100% of the proceeds will go to my Pepto-Bismol fund. That's not a real fund, but I do have a lot of Pepto-Bismol during these challenges. But for now, I decided to run 4 miles to help me at my ambitious goal of surviving before heading back to Long John Silver's for another meal. And on my way there, I questioned why I'm doing this. I feel like the best videos on this channel are where I'm in absolute pain. So I guess that's why I'm making this video. Yes, even the world's greatest masochist has doubts sometimes.
Arrgh, Long John Silver's.
Sorry, I will never do that again. This order sound went on for about 3 minutes because nobody was at the counter. And I was about to apply for a job here just so I could turn it off. I got a chicken combo, which a combo, if you remember, comes with a drink, but a meal doesn't have a drink in it. That doesn't make any sense. Soda, hush puppies, and coleslaw. I hate coleslaw, so I'm not really sure why I got it, but I'm also not really sure why I'm here right now. I put on my hat correctly this time, and I'm not kidding you guys. I waited 24 minutes for my meal to be ready. 24 minutes. If you have to wait 24 minutes for a meal to come out, you are no longer called fast food. You're just food at that point. And I can tell you for a fact that my meal was not worth the 24-minute wait. The chicken here, to my surprise, was actually pretty solid. The hush puppies were pretty good, and coleslaw. But again, waiting 24 minutes for a fast food meal when I was one of 3 customers in the restaurant with no drive-through window whatsoever is absurd. And I essentially waited 24 minutes to give myself future indigestion. So, tough scene. I still rang the bell though, because I'm a coward. And as I did that, a customer walking in, open mouth coughed in my face. I really wish I weren't here right now. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't see bronchitis on the menu at Long John Silver's. Oh, wait. There it is. I drove down to Columbus because Kelsey was hosting trivia and I needed something to distract myself from being an idiot. But that didn't work because I came in last place because I didn't know any of the questions or categories. I'm not very good at trivia. And unfortunately for me, Columbus has Long John Silver's locations too, so I had to go to one. I honestly felt like shit as I typically do during these eating challenges, and I really wasn't looking forward to this last meal. Even though, again, I make the rules around here and I could quit anytime I want. The location I went to was part of a combination restaurant with A&W. Many Long John Silver's locations have or used to be located with another restaurant, like a KFC, Taco Bell, or an A&W. And whenever I see one of those restaurants being paired with Long John Silver's, I think of that one meme where Kobe Bryant and Kwame Brown scored 63 combined points, even though Kobe Bryant scored 62 of them. The inside was closed, so I went in the drive-thru for meal 3 and got a fish and lobster bites plate, soda, hush puppies, and green beans. I figured I should maybe eat a vegetable during this challenge because that is a pretty rare sight for me. And after waiting for maybe 7 minutes, I became horribly confused and frustrated. I'm the only person in line, and since the inside is closed, I am the only customer here right now. What is taking so long? I started to eat my meal and the lobster bites were unbelievably freezer burnt.
That honestly tastes like freezer burnt. Like this has been in the freezer for months. It's fine. I lived in a fraternity for 4 years, so I can eat anything.
The fish tasted fishy, like more than usual.
Fish is very fishy. Extremely fishy.
I know the word fishy has the word fish in it, but that letter Y was doing a lot. And on top of that, I never got my drink.
Oh my God, they didn't give me my drink. I asked for a Pepsi. How stupid am I? I didn't even get a drink.
And I about had it with this place already on day 1. I really struggled with saying something nice about Long John Silver's.
This is by far the worst idea I've ever had in my entire life, and I once bathed in ketchup for 12 hours. The food is so freezer burnt. It's so old. I feel like even Leonardo DiCaprio wouldn't date it.
Between bad service and hit or miss food, I was really wondering why this place should legally allowed to be in business. I've never eaten here before today, and I can promise you that after this week, I will never eat here again. Mostly because I might not be alive to. But I'll do my best to be optimistic.
I feel very bad saying this, but I'm also not going to lie to my audience and do a disservice to you guys and tell you that it's good when it is not good. It is garbage. Anyways, I have 6 more days of this, so f me. Sorry, rant over. I feel better now.
After one day, I've spent $37.03 at a place where I don't even know where the fish comes from and if it's okay to eat. So in other words, how I usually eat food. At the start of day 2, I completely nuked Kelsey's toilet and had to let her know the bad news.
Yeah, I just wanted to apologize. I absolutely blew up that toilet. Like it's a train wreck. Sorry you have to deal with it the rest of the day. I gotta go back home, so.
Can you light a candle?
Yeah, I can light a candle.
Whatever the equivalent of dining and dashing is for using the bathroom is what I just did exactly, because I went back up to Cleveland to get my first meal of the day. But I first had to tell myself to be positive after last night's meltdown in a Long John Silver's parking lot.
Being that angry at the end of day 1 of 7 is unexcusable. You know, maybe give Long John Silver's a chance. Maybe I went to a bad location last night. It's good for the plot. So that's what I have to remember. This is all good for the plot.
I took a bunch of back roads to go to another location in the Cleveland area, and my thought process with that was, hey, maybe the location in Cleveland's not so good, maybe the one location in Columbus is also not so good, but third time's the charm, right? Wrong!
There's just something about eating fast food fish in the dead of winter that just doesn't sit well with me in Ohio. What? Lobby closed, drive-through only. Sorry for the inconvenience. This place stinks.
Obviously, my positive affirmations I just said 15 seconds ago didn't do much, but anyways, for meal 4, I got a chicken combo with hush puppies, green beans, and a soda. These 3 foods were all my favorite from yesterday, which I was really surprised about, especially the green beans. I thought they'd be sketchy, but they were actually delicious. But what was not surprising was having to wait a very long time for my meal here. And I'm not kidding, I waited over 9 minutes at the drive-thru window to get my meal. And again, since the inside was closed and I was the only one in the drive-thru line, I was the only customer currently at Long John Silver's. I was already so done with this place on day 2, and the real Long John Silver would be rolling in his grave right now if he saw this. I actually don't think he would care too much. He was a pirate. Despite driving 20 minutes back home and wasting another 20 minutes wasting a bathroom,
Not good, guys. Not good.
making the food soggy and cold, it actually tasted pretty good. Was I still very upset with Long John Silver's? Of course I was, because that tension is really nice for the plot. I came into this challenge expecting the food to be terrible with a decent operation, but the food for the most part is actually not that bad. The operation itself is for sure terrible. But hey, at least their hats are freaking sick. And speaking of sick, that's what I was about to be after my next meal, because for meal 5, I got clam strips to go.
Which you're probably like, clam strips to go? Probably not a good idea. No, but I'm an idiot. I'm gonna put it in the fridge and have some later. So that'll probably not go well.
If you don't know, seafood doesn't really hold up very well as a leftover, and the only thing that could possibly make that worse is if you microwave it. But don't worry, I for sure won't do that. Hey everyone, it's me here from the future again. Yeah, you already know I'm gonna microwave the shit out of those clam strips. In the current moment, however, I was feeling the opposite of good, aka not good. So to make myself feel better, I performed a toilet exorcism, drank some Pepto-Bismol, and went towards my usually daily goal of drinking a gallon of water a day. And based on how this week is going so far, I might need to drink a gallon of Pepto a day as well.
This is gonna be tough to finish, this challenge. I don't really want to. We'll see.
And I did a 5-mile walk after, which included going to a pharmacy halfway and stocking up on more Pepto, because yeah, it's gonna be that kind of week.
This is good stuff right here.
I promise this is not an ad for Pepto-Bismol, but yeah, please sponsor me. Thank you. And it really is amazing how much better I feel after a walk and not doing things that include eating Long John Silver's. So it now felt like the perfect time to go back and eat Long John Silver's. And I sure did open up and say, and yeah, microwaving the clam strips was definitely not my best move here.
Because my entire apartment smells like clam strips now.
And not the good kind either. I don't know what that means. And I know I typically play up things like this for the plot to thicken, but I'm serious when I say I did not want to do this challenge anymore. I know I have 16 meals left to go, but I want to be done. Is it okay if I quit one of these sometime here soon, guys? No? Okay, fine. I guess I'll just go f myself.
It's empty, you see it? It's empty. Nothing. Oh, okay, there's that one thing in there. Now it's empty.
I had no time to sulk and perform another monologue because I had to place a huge online order for dinner at Long John Silver's. I'll explain why I had to do that here shortly. I would just, go in and place that order in person, but since I'm not confident that Long John Silver's could make an order within a 2-hour window, I did it online instead.
Does anything work at this company? Does anything work here? No, nothing works.
I got $50 worth of popcorn shrimp for meal 6, and let me explain why. Tonight, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the NBA team I root for, play the Denver Nuggets, and whenever the two teams play, Cavs fans compete in something called Me vs. Nuggets. The premise of this is to try to eat more chicken nuggets than the Denver Nuggets score points, and since Long John Silver's doesn't have chicken nuggets, the best alternative to that is popcorn shrimp. And NBA teams average a lot of points, so it's not going to be good. And I was on my way to the Big Play studio in downtown Cleveland because naturally, of course, I'm going to compete in this challenge. And let's just say Mercury is no longer in retrograde because Mercury is in me and possibly a tapeworm. Because the Denver Nuggets scored 114 points, and throughout the entirety of the stream, I ate 115 popcorn shrimp at Big Play, beating the Nuggets by 1 shrimp. All right, I had 115 shrimp. Nuggets scored 114. Me versus shrimp. Hashtag me versus shrimp. But not beating indigestion for the second day in a row. I hate myself. Also, shout out Tyler for actually doing the challenge and having 50 chicken McNuggets. The nuggets are a lot bigger than the shrimp, so that actually is much harder than what I did, which is funny because I typically have smaller meat than everybody else. And I'm not kidding you, after watching this footage back and being absolutely mortified, I just scheduled an appointment with my general physician. He follows me on Twitter, so hopefully he doesn't get wise and subscribe to me on YouTube. To make myself not feel like a piece of shit tonight, I walked the boys in the beautiful snow before deciding bed would be quite nice right now. After 2 days, I spent $100.70 at Long John Silver's, which if you spend that much money in 2 days at Long John Silver's, a credit card company should flag that. I also walked 17 miles in the past 2 days, which is below my average goal of moving 10 miles per day, so I'll do my best to get to that tomorrow. As one would expect after eating 115 popcorn shrimp in one sitting, my stomach was an active volcano site this morning on day 3. I already had it in for me this week, eating nothing but Long John Silver's, so competing in me vs. Nuggets, aka me vs. Shrimp, last night and having 115 popcorn shrimp probably wasn't the best idea, but don't worry everybody, I'm sure I'll do something even more dumb later in the video. Please do not try this at home. I am a professional dumbass. For now, I had to offset a dumb decision with a smart decision and go for a walk.
So we are currently in what I call the calm of the storm stage before I just f up a toilet. I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
There are so many other ways to say it, but that's okay. I'm technically not wrong here. I was gonna do 5 miles, but I had to cut the walk short because I got a message from somebody at Dude Wipes who wanted to give me their latest product, the shit box.
Sir, after seeing your recent content, I talked to one of the dudes and we think you need this limited edition TikTok stool kit now more than ever. Not all heroes wear capes, but all heroes have to poop. Facts.
This is also not an ad, but I did think it was very funny that because everybody is worried about my bowels so much, a literal flushable wipes company got notice of it and wanted to help out. I then went to Long John Silver's for my first meal of day 3, where I wanted to get some unanswered questions answered. Many people think because they themselves have never eaten at Long John Silver's and they don't know anybody else that has eaten at Long John Silver's and they've never seen anybody at a Long John Silver's, that Long John Silver's might be a drug front. So in order to find out if they were or not, I talked to the cashier for some initial questioning.
Do you guys have a secret menu?
You know, like a secret menu.
Secret menu?
Oh,
That's the first time I heard of it, so
my bad.
you're fine.
Could I get...
Either this man was playing dumb or Long John Silver's really doesn't have a secret menu. We'll never know because I'm a horrible detective that has a really giant tummy ache. For meal 7, I got my staple, the chicken combo with hush puppies, green beans, and a soda. I was expecting to wait a super long time, but surprisingly, I got my food very quickly and everything was made to perfection and my food was delicious. What? What's going on here? The place I once said should be illegal to be in business is now growing on me. I feel like the Grinch when his heart grew 3 sizes that day. I didn't want to jump the gun and be immediately all in on Long John Silver's, but this meal surprisingly gave me some hope that the rest of the week wouldn't be so bad. It's probably going to be really bad, but again, the plot is like really nice right now.
Okay, it's time to go, but first, I'm gonna ring that bell.
I was going to ring the shit out of that bell. And yeah, that was an incredibly underwhelming effort by me.
I might be in on you, Long John Silver's. You might be in me. Pause!
And speaking of being in me, it was time to take more Pepto-Bismol. And again, if you think this nullifies the challenge because I ate something that wasn't Long John Silver's, you are the worst person on the planet in my eyes. I then did a 3-mile walk and appreciated the sunset since we really never get the sun much here in Cleveland in the winter. Before having lunch, and wait, that's not right. You're not supposed to have lunch after the sunset. Clearly in the moment I thought it was normal, but that is not normal. At my first Long John Silver's visit today, I got fish tacos to go since I didn't have time to go there 3 times today. And yes, I did not microwave the food this time. I promise. I microwaved the fish tacos.
I know this isn't a good idea, but I'm still gonna do it. For the plot.
And I was expecting it to be brutal just like the clam strips.
Hopefully it doesn't make my house smell like shit like the clams did. Let's dig in. Dear God, please let me live. Amen.
But wait, they were not brutal. They were amazing.
Suspiciously not bad.
I'm Ron Burgundy. What is going on at Long John Silver's? Did somebody call corporate and tell them to fix everything before I went back today? How is this happening right now? My heart is hurting and I can't tell if it's because it's growing or from the indigestion. Oh wait, yeah, it's probably the indigestion.
I just don't get it. That was really good. Those fish tacos were excellent. And they were from Long John Silver's. I got them like 3 hours ago.
and just microwave them. We'll take it.
I then joined my friend Tim in a boxing class to see if I could do an intense workout with only fried foods in me. And yeah, I really didn't have any complications. What is going on here? I had a great workout, I didn't throw up, and Jake Paul even challenged me to a boxing match.
Sir Yacht versus Jake Paul.
I can't do it though, Jake, because I'm not over the age of 50. Sorry. Also, please don't beat me up. That was just a joke. I couldn't think of another way to celebrate a great workout besides going back to Long John Silver's for my last meal of day 3. And thinking about it now, I could be the only person in world history to go to a Long John Silver's after just taking a boxing class. So can somebody call the Guinness Book of World Records, please?
I think I'm just gonna get my usual here at Long John Silver's, and that's an insane sentence to say that I have a usual at Long John Silver's. What?
For meal 9, I got the usual again, a chicken combo with hush puppies, green beans, and a soda. I suggestively poured some tartar sauce into this container here, and I got my food quickly again. Is this the same Long John Silver's company from the first 2 days? But yeah, the meal and the experience for my last meal today was amazing. Like, I really enjoyed myself in day 3. Wow. Miracles do happen.
Thank you.
That night, I went to Mayhall's, a bar and bowling alley where Bill took a bowling-themed photo shoot of me for crossing over 300,000 subscribers on this channel.
Yeah, let's take it from the jump. Harrison Ford, she love your boy for I had no stunts, for I had no dreams, for I had no luck. When I was sitting in the kitchen eating Captain Crunch.
We did this theme because the perfect score in bowling is a 300, which I would know because I've done that before in Wii Bowling. But I just wanted to say thank you all so much. I started the year off with 400 subscribers, and now at the end of the year, we are at over 300,000. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. You guys have all changed my life so much, and I'm going to do my best to always do my best for you guys on this channel. I'll never stop making videos. I just have been so happy. I've done a lot of crying. I've done a lot of praying. And I just can't believe it right now. My life is awesome right now, and it's because of you all. So thank you so much. I promise I'm going to do more dumb shit. And speaking of dumb shit, let's get back to it right now. After 3 days, I spent $126.52 at Long John Silver's, and I moved a total of 13.01 miles on day 3. So how I interpret that information is I can now do another day of degenerate food deleting tomorrow. It's day 4, and you know what that means. It's that time of the video where my body rejects everything in the morning, and I immediately hate myself for doing another weekly eating challenge. There's nothing less I wanted to do right now than eat at a Long John Silver's, so that's what I did. Wait, no, I don't want to be here. I went to a different location I haven't been to yet and got 2 shrimp tacos and 2 hush puppies. The fish tacos were really good yesterday, so I was really eager to try the shrimp tacos, which I also got with a sweet chili sauce. Last time I was at a drive-thru here, I waited for 9 total minutes, and honestly, anything under 9 minutes I would be happy with. And of course, I waited 8 minutes and 44 seconds, which, yeah, not great for being the only customer here right now, but it is an improvement. I got what I wished for. Kelsey came with me because she wants to make sure I'm not too much of a masochist this week, and the shrimp tacos were absolutely delicious.
They have good food here. I'm shocked. Oh, there's definitely there's a kick to it too. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, it's actually good, right? You wouldn't think so.
and it's spicy.
Yeah, it's got a
In
kick.
good way.
The hush puppies were severely undercooked, but that builds character, so I ate them both anyways. After hanging out with friends who ate lunch in front of me, and I didn't want to reveal who they were because I'm afraid that being seen with me might raise suspicions on their intelligence level at their places of work.
I don't know why I said all that. That felt really unnecessary. I just want to let you know that I also thought that was crazy. Okay, back to the video.
And then went back to Long John Silver's for a late lunch. I got another chicken combo with hush puppies, green beans, and a soda. And after another meal from here, hit the spot and made my tapeworm very happy. That's a joke, by the way. I don't actually have a tapeworm. Well, actually, I don't know that, so hopefully I don't. I was thinking to myself, I'm all in on this place. Kind of. I have no choice. Wow, I didn't realize how romantic I am. And after experiencing every emotion and feeling from anger, sadness, laughter, and dyspepsia again, I was officially over halfway through this challenge, and I had received a lot of hope that I could finish this one out strongly. But I was also so tired from the lack of nutrition I had received so far this week, and I was kind of ready to be done with it. After fighting my intrusive thoughts to take a nap, I quickly ran 4 miles because tonight we're going to a reggae show where 2 of my friends are playing in, and I had to eat my last meal of day 4 beforehand. And are you surprised that I got another to-go order and then nuked it in the microwave? I know you're not surprised, but just humor me here. Again, fish doesn't go well in microwaves, and apparently it also doesn't go well in me.
Not great. I have no other choice, so I need to eat.
I kind of have a choice, but not really. I'm a moron. This meal did not taste good at all, just as I had predicted 5 seconds ago. And the fish did not sit well in me because fish do not sit. My friend John is the lead singer of the band Beachfly, and they played an unbelievable set to open the show. His dad is even in the group and is an absolute legend as well. This is the first time I met him in person. We've been internet friends for 2 years. So thank you, John, for the good vibes and also for distracting my upset stomach. Coyote Island played next, and they had a fantastic sound as well. And lastly was Surfer Girl, led by Carter, who used to be one half of the band Air, which actually was one of my favorite groups in college. This was a great way to spend an evening versus crying in my bed or on the toilet. John took me to the green room after the show where I got to meet Carter for the first time. And yes, Carter is 6'8". After 4 days of Silver's Long John and me, I've spent $161.09 and have moved 37.77 miles, a little under my average goal of 10 miles a day, but that's okay. Even Taylor Swift doesn't run sometimes. No, I don't think that's true, actually. I think she runs a lot. I slept in a little bit the morning of day 5, not necessarily by choice, but because it was impossible to get up. My body had not consumed the greatest nutrition so far this week, in case you were asleep during the first 4 days of this challenge. However, mentally, I was still feeling good about the rest of the week.
Clocking in for my 9 to 5. My side is really hurting right now.
So I got my usual chicken combo for meal 13, and Kelsey brought in McDonald's to the restaurant, which might be not allowed. My mind had gotten used to the routine of giving an order, opening the hat, needing patience for them to deliver the food, eating the food, and ringing the bell. Wait, does that spell goner? And while Long John Silver's was destroying me physically,
I eat vegetables sometimes too.
the Cleveland Browns were destroying me mentally, and they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And as an irrational sports fan whose happiness on Sundays is totally contingent on whether or not his 3-10 football team wins a football game, that's not good. When I'm sad, food is the best thing to make me happy again. But when it's the 14th time in a row you've eaten from somewhere, that doesn't really do the trick as well. For meal 14, I got a salmon plate with my usual Hush Puppies green beans and a soda. The salmon and rice were a little dry, but for some reason, that didn't matter to me at all. I love this place, and it became my home this week. And even though I don't know how this place is still in business, what I do know is that this place should be in business. America needs to have Long John Silver's around, and I'm going to miss this place when I'm done with this challenge. And you might be like, wait, Joey, you know you can come back to a Long John Silver's after you're done with the week, right? Yeah, but that's a terrible idea. After walking the dogs again to help me not feel as bloated, I watched my family eat lasagna that my mom made. And yeah, that was brutal to experience, but at least I got to smell something else besides fish for once.
My mom never makes lasagna. That looked banging.
Also, this is really good for the plot, so please feel bad for me right now.
I am really excited to eat here right now. I like Long John Silver's. Wild.
For my last meal of day 5, I wanted to be a little healthier, which doesn't make sense at a Long John Silver's, but this project doesn't make sense either. I got 2 grilled shrimp tacos, 2 fish tacos, and a soda. I went to town and became the mayor in this last meal because the tacos might be my favorite part of Long John Silver's, besides the silly hats, of course. These tacos were Gas City, Indiana. And that's a phrase I say when something is really, really good. It's also an actual city in Indiana. I just couldn't believe how much I was enjoying Long John Silver's. It made no sense to me. The company that could only do wrong to me the first 2 days could do no wrong to me the next 3.
It might be the copious amounts of mercury that's in my system talking right now, but I freaking love that place. I hated it at the beginning. I was like, this is the worst place ever, and it should be illegal to be in existence, and I was wrong, and I'm sorry, Long John Silver's, because you are awesome. I am all in.
But also, I don't have a choice of being here, and if I act like it's really positive, then maybe it'll be a placebo and it will be positive. I had been a little undisciplined this week on exercising, so to end day 5, I decided to go on a 7-mile run, which got me over my 10-mile goal in the day, and my calorie goal of over 1,500 plus calories burnt while moving. Also, I'm a sucker for Christmas lights, so that was fun too. After 5 days at Long John Silver's, I've spent $204.43 and have moved 49.13 miles, which is right under my average goal of moving 10 miles a day.
I don't want to get up.
On day 6, I woke up and emptied the tank and started to feel some gratitude for my experience so far this week at America's most confusing fast seafood chain. There is beauty in the mystery of not knowing what was going to happen to me when I walked into a Long John Silver's, and I grew to appreciate that. So for meal 16, I decided to give a shot of redemption to the fish and lobster bites platter from meal 3. And oh my goodness, look at that. It honestly looks the same watching it back right now, but at the time it looked much better. And you know what? It wasn't freezer burnt this time. It was delicious. Maybe this place isn't a 5-star restaurant or a 4-star restaurant or a 3-star restaurant, or maybe it's just a restaurant. And when you walk into this place with the expectation that you're getting fast food lobster in a city that is nowhere near lobster, there's inner peace in that for sure. And every time I rang the bell, I meant it, because the people at Long John Silver's appreciated when I did. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, it was really fun to do. I really enjoyed ringing that bell. Despite all the fun I've had so far, my body was not really having that much fun. The physical damage I've done to myself this week has not been great, but the toll this project had taken on me physically was worth the joy I was feeling mentally, as I took more Pepto-Bismol like it was my job, which actually this week it might really be my job.
16 meals into eating the same thing for a week. We've all been there.
Despite the gray outside, I do know that every cloud has a silver lining, more like a Long John Silver lining. And today I think I witnessed the Guinness World Record for most people at a Long John Silver's at once. It was probably like 8 people, but you gotta start somewhere. I put on the greatest hat in fast food history as I waited for meal 17, my usual chicken combo with hush puppies and green beans and a soda. Earlier in the week, I'd wait anywhere from 10 to 24 minutes to get my food, but now I was waiting in between 3 and 5 minutes. I feel like John Taffer on Bar Rescue, except this is a fast food restaurant and not a bar, and I'm also not yelling at the employees. And I also have been here 17 times in the past 6 days, and I don't think anybody has noticed. I came into this week with a really negative predisposition on Long John Silver's, but so far I've learned that maybe I shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And that's really easy for me to do because I don't read.
You know, at the beginning of this, I said that I will never eat here again. And I don't think that's true anymore. I don't think that's true anymore. But I am going to take a lot of time off.
To distract my body from the nightmare I was going through, I met up with my friend Sean K, who is an excellent YouTuber and musical artist, and also one of the most positive people I know.
Well, have you had Long John Silver's before?
Dude, it's probably been like 10 years or something.
I mean, you've had it. So that's usually a tell for like, I had it once and okay, I'm not going to have it again.
Absolutely not.
Any advice?
I would say, I really don't have anything to say, man.
Good, excellent.
Who's John?
I don't know, he's long.
Hey, yo. You gotta put that in.
Hey, yo. And on a very groggy day where I'm just eating mystery fish, friends like Sean K do go a very long way. Long John Silver's closes at 9 p.m. tonight, and I got there at 8:30 p.m., unsure if they were open since no one was there. And yeah, as I suspected, they were closed. Just kidding. That was to make the plot thicken real quick. They were open, and I got a chicken combo with hush puppies and green beans and a soda like I typically do. I'm a freaking fiend for fantastic fast food fish for real. And alliteration aside, I had my chicken. I never thought I'd enjoy the chicken here as much as I did, but it's really good chicken. Oh, and also I got some popcorn shrimp since I was hungrier than I usually have been this week.
I've had a great time so far, and I'm gonna miss this place, but I am literally the first planet in our solar system. Mercury is not in retrograde, it is in me and all over me right now. My body hates me so much, but that's okay because it honestly hates me all the time anyways.
I was also excited that after tomorrow, I could just eat some vegetables or some shit like that, as well as not drive 3 hours a day on average to go back and forth for a Long John Silver's. My body pretty much rejected everything I ate when I got back home, and then I tried ending the day on a 7-mile run, but after I took like 7 steps out of my apartment, I realized that wasn't going to happen.
I just don't have it today.
Before turning around and going to bed at midnight, which if you know me, if I'm going to bed before midnight, something is very wrong. After 6 days, I've spent $246.77 at Long John Silver's. That shouldn't be a real number here. And with only moving 4.83 miles today, my average miles per day dropped to 8.99. Today is the last day of one of the toughest projects I've ever done, and I wasn't super excited or anything.
Day 7. Thank God. I can't take it anymore.
Oh, wait, I was. I always feel better during these challenges when I move around a lot, and I haven't done that as much as I would have liked to. So right out the gate in the morning, I was very intentional and went on a 4-mile walk before heading to my first of 3 final Long John Silver's meals. And I got the shrimp tacos combo with green beans. And I also got a water because I just realized that this is the first time I had water at Long John Silver's since meal 1. Yeah, very on brand for me. The shrimp tacos and green beans were really good per usual, and there were a lot of people at the restaurant when I was there. Again, it was maybe like 8 people, but yeah, tied the record. And all of that was definitely worth ringing the bell again, even though I typically do that no matter what.
I love ringing that bell.
With some time to kill, I did some more walking and got up to a little under 8 miles already in the morning, which genuinely made myself feel very good. But not as good as going back to Long John Silver's. Just kidding, I'd rather be doing anything else right now. For meal 20, I went healthy again. Yeah, not sure if that's actually a real thing here or not, but like relatively healthy for Long John Silver's. And got the grilled shrimp bowl. I ate lettuce and rice, which means that it probably was healthy, and the shrimp was very nicely seasoned. But don't take my word for it. I was on 2 seasons of Worst Cooks in America where I got kicked off both times because I didn't season things properly.
Feels like that meal was healthy. For the first time coming here, I don't hate myself. That's not true. I always hate myself.
But there was no time to hate yourself, me, because there was only one more meal to suck down before being done with it for good. After taking a nap, I got up to a little over 10 miles on the day, and now there was only one thing left to do, and that was to dress up for the fried fish funeral.
So ready to be done with this project.
It was super great to go to Long John Silver's this week and be totally shocked about what my experience would be there. So for my last meal, I got what once was my least favorite meal here, now one of my favorites, the fish and lobster bites platter. And after mostly being by myself during this challenge, I decided I wasn't going to eat my last meal here. Earlier before I came into the restaurant, I had said this.
You know what's funny is for the rest of my eating challenges, I usually get people to message me and be like, hey, can I join you for one of the meals? For this one, nobody messaged me.
So I decided, first I'm going to ring the bell. But second, why not force my friends that did not want to come to the restaurant to eat Long John Silver's when we record our first podcast episode? That's right, I have a podcast right now. I know you probably hate me. Everybody has a podcast. It's called Chip Heads. The first episode is out now. You can watch it on YouTube or listen on Spotify or Apple Music. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to put out some consistent content weekly. These eating challenges are very difficult to put out on a weekly basis or consistently at all. So I feel like I owe it to you guys. Also, I just love talking. And now here are the results that nobody asked for. In 7 days of compromising my mental and physical well-being at Long John Silver's, I spent a total of $307.49 and had Pepto-Bismol 12 times. That could be a record for me. That's pretty cool. I also moved a total of 0.62 miles after walking for 4 miles after the podcast and getting to 15.66 miles on day 7. That's barely under my average mile goal of 10 miles a day, so we'll take it. And I already said earlier in the video that you should not judge a book by its cover, but maybe you stuck around at the end of the video because you thought you were getting another takeaway lesson. Well, sorry, there is none. My body is absolutely cooked and I am done. The video is over. Goodbye.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. Miss American Pie with the high IQ. Oh my, I do. Just fly right through. We'll get high as a kite in the afternoon.
Hi,
Hello?
Sir Yachts Palmer. I'm currently unavailable in the current moment. I have a lot of business because he keeps destroying his toilets. If you could leave your name and number at the tone, I'll get back.